Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. Now, if you guys watched the last video, which if you didn't, the link is in the description, we picked up a 2JZ-GTE drivetrain for the S13 240SX. Like I said, it's going to be a while before we get to that project, just because we're still working on the Scion, the LS Swap FRS. We have to get this car done. The first event, like I said, is in March. I think the first weekend. So it is January 20th right now. So we're kind of on a time crunch. We've got about 5 weeks to go, which is, that's kind of crazy to think. So not a ton left. I do have to order the drive shaft from Drift Motion. So that's going to take a week or so to get in. I believe they already have it in stock. But we have to drop the subframe, put the diff risers in, rear coilovers, do some aero stuff, and take it to get tuned. And I think that's literally that will get us in the ballpark to at least shake down the car to see if it's going to work. So in this video, I'm going to take a peek at this 2JZ-GTE. I was told that it has ARP head studs, it has ARP rod bolts, it has Manley rods, and it has Manley pistons. It's not that I don't trust the person that I bought it from. I don't trust anyone when it comes to saying it's a built motor. I want to take a peek at it for myself, check the bearings and everything, make sure all of that is okay. That way we know when we put this engine to use, it is good to go. So I'm going to set you guys up on the tripod. First thing we're going to do, pop off the valve covers and check and see if it does have ARP head studs. Alright guys, so looking down into the engine, it does appear that we have ARP hardware, if that will focus, in the head. So that is right. Looks like the shims and valve buckets and everything are in good shape. Cams appear to be in good shape. Little surface rust here, but they did say it was sitting on the shelf for a little while. Appears to be newer cam seals, and I'm not sure if that is supposed to set that far back. I assume yes. Like I said, I'm not too familiar on the JZs yet, but we will figure that out. And I was researching, so there is a delete that you can do for the partial E throttle on this to make it fully cable driven, which the 240 is, so we will be doing that. So basically you just pop off this cover, remove one of the gears and a couple other things, and I think there's one little piece you have to buy, and then you can convert that from partial electronic throttle to fully cable driven, which is what we're going to do for the 240. So let me get this engine flipped over, and we will take off the oil pan and all of the baffling, and see if the bottom end is indeed what he says it is. Alright guys, so we got the lower oil pan off. One thing I did find out that was kind of interesting, on the GTE blocks, if you come to right here and come down to here, this is actually your oil, I think it's a feed or return line from your turbo. But on the GE block, that is just solid. It's not drilled and tapped like that. So coming up here, we do have the oil squirters, which is a plus. Looks like aftermarket oil squirters, but I don't know what the factory ones look like. Now from here, Manley ARP bolts, it appears that it has Manley rods, but I can't really tell. Let me finish pulling off this oil pan, the rest of it, and then we will look at all of the bottom end, check all the bearings and all of that. All right guys, quick 12mm blast. I think there was 8 of them on the inside, and there was only like 4 or 5 out here, so I do have to source a couple of those. It looked like it was RTV'd down pretty good, but I did get it to pop off. So we'll just have to clean all that RTV off before we reassemble it. Now let's take a peek at the bottom end here. Let's do a quick wiggle test on the bearings we can get to. Everything seems to be tight. Glancing at the rods, they do look like they're aftermarket rods. Can't really tell on the pistons, but they do have some writing on them. They do appear to be new. So I do believe that is aftermarket rods at the very least, and the pistons look pretty new. I guess without really pulling a rod, I wouldn't be able to tell. But there are some serial numbers on those pistons, so I'll run that and see what we can find. But in this quick video, it does seem like the engine is exactly what they said it was. I'll just have to, like I said, check and see about those pistons. There are some part numbers on them. Everything does look new, and it does look like H-beam rods. Don't exactly know which ones, but it does seem like they are aftermarket. I'm surprised they didn't go with different main caps. I heard that most people do built bottom end do billet main caps, but don't know about the crank. I think the crank is OEM, but I'm pretty sure it has a strong crank in it. Everybody says just to do rods and pistons, and it should make the horsepower total that we are looking for, which shouldn't be a big issue because we're going to only shoot for like 500 to 600, and I think on a 2J that's pretty much nothing. So guys, that's going to be it for this quick upload. I just wanted to tear into that 2J, bring you guys along with me to make sure that that engine is what they said it was. It does seem to be exactly what they said it was. I'll probably do a little short once I figure out exactly what pistons those are. There are some serial numbers, so I'm going to see if I can't run them and figure out what it is. But in the meantime, guys, hit that big thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We'll be back on the FRS build in the next video, and we'll see you.